Hey, this is Greg, and this is James. We're going to give you a tutorial about how to play the game of Airsoft. Different tips and tricks and multiple walkthroughs. Alright, so if you're new to the sport of Airsoft, since it is a sport, you might have some questions for us. What kind of things do I need to buy? What kind of clothing? What kind of gun? Well, if you're a beginner and you don't really know what Airsoft is, well, this video is for you. But you might want to start off with a beginner's Airsoft gun. Those can range from $19 to $60. Or if you have enough money and you have enough confidence in yourself that you've picked the right sport for you, then go with an intermediate one like this one. They can go from $80 to $200, and they're really good. Some of them actually can be called professional guns. So do your homework and research them. You're also going to need BBs like this. We prefer Crossman. We also use .2s, but for beginner guns, you probably use a .12 because you need as much speed as you can get. And if you have a CO2 pistol or a CO2 gun, you need to get CO2 canisters. Another thing you need to worry about is eye protection, which James will talk to you about.
Alright, now for eye protection. Me and Greg rather prefer that you go with a paintball mask. Greg, he got this off of Dick's. You can pretty much get them anywhere, a Sports Authority, any sports store. Just look in the outdoor section, they'll have them. Then I have mine. It's pretty much the same thing. Got it from Dick's. Good price. They range from about $10 to $30. Also, if you don't want to buy a mask, you can also buy sunglasses. These are Greg's. I like them really a lot because they are shooting glasses and they actually look like sunglasses too, but when you look in them, it's very clear and it protects some of the sun and it protects most of your eyes. But overall, I'd say you get a paintball one because it protects your whole face and your mouth, because some people are known for getting their teeth knocked out and their faces hit.
Another thing I want to talk about is the magazines on guns. You have low cap, mid cap, and high cap. Low cap, you feed them in through a speed loader, which if you don't know what it is, it's basically just a thing that you store like 100 BBs in right here. Pop this thing up right here, and you squeeze them out like that. Right here is a high cap. We don't have a mid cap for you. High caps, you just take it, if you want to take it out. There's a feeding well right here, which you open up like that, and then there's a wind right here. And this is with a lot of medium grade to high grade guns. Alright, finding a place to play. You can just play in your backyard if it's big enough, but if you're not satisfied by that and you don't want to be a standard backyard flinker, then look for paintball places. I know it's kind of ironic as paintball and airsoft are compared a lot, but paintball places have a lot of fields for airsoft, and on weekends sometimes they host special events with large games for a large group of people. So if you want to do that, then go ahead. That's what we try to do sometimes. Alright, another thing we're going to do is we're going to set up our battlefield. It's just a normal backyard. So do whatever you want with it. Take chairs, lawn chairs, tip them over sideways, and use them as like barriers or something. Take anything that you can drag over like James is doing now. We're just taking like a play set. We're just putting it in the middle as like the 50. And you can also take plywood, which we don't have right now, and use that. So, get creative. It'll make the game better.
Alright, now this is one of the respawn points in Greg's backyard. So what you want to do is when you're playing, you'll start here and you go 3, 2, 1, airsoft. That's when you go, and you go anywhere you want. Try not to get hit. But if you get hit, you have to come back to respawn point if you're doing respond, and you stay here, or you go back to where you were. But when you come back and you're ready to go back out again, you have to say back in so everybody knows. and you only have a certain amount of lives if you're playing that way. So when you come back, you can look around, see if there's any snipers anywhere. If there are, you should probably get out of there because they can reach you and get into some protection. And that's the respawn point. Alright, so now you're ready to start to play. So right when you come out of the gate, you want to run and put your gun from safe to semi if you have it. And then you have to look around and see if there's any snipers. If there are, just try and take them out. If you get them, that's good. But don't spend too much time trying to do that because the other players are going to be advancing and trying to hit you. So what I suggest is get an immediate cover, which is you can go under there, or if you want to make a straight sprint, right over there. What I prefer is go straight over there, looking at their respawn point, so I have an easy access to them. But it's kind of tricky at first point because you want to get there, stop, get down, and get in a good position to fight. So that's the first thing I suggest. Alright, so now that you're at your first marker, what you want to do is, if you want to advance, have another player come behind you and give you cover fire if they can. Or if there's somewhere else in the field, just tell them cover fire. And then once they start firing, you want to get up and go to your next position. Alright, so now you're closer to your enemy. Alright, so this is what you want to do. You want to keep shooting and letting everybody else come up near you, alright? So you want to hold them off, and please, when you're shooting, do not have the stock like this. Put it near your shoulder, it's more stable, alright? And what you want to do is, you can peek up once in a while just to see where they are, but I don't prefer you to shoot up like that. I prefer if you just go around and shoot like that, and go like that, for a few rounds in, come back, reload if you have to, whatever.
Alright, so there's different roles and positions that you can be in on the airsoft field. Now, if you have a team of 2 or 3, then you might all want to go for the same objective. But if you have about 5 guys on your team, you might want to stick to different roles. Like there's a sniper role. In a sniper, you want to get down just like this and look down the field. Possibly get behind some sort of cover and take out the enemy. Now, if you have the kind of gun that I do, you might want to go midfield. Run up to a place like here. And shoot across diagonally to the field. Because this gun does have good range, and it also has pretty nice power. Now, if you have a CQB gun, you really want to sprint up there pretty fast. Possibly get as close as 20 yards to the respawn point. If you're playing on an irregular field, then maybe 20 yards isn't right, but pretty close to where the enemy's coming. And you really just want to lay down fire so the rest of your guys can move up.